What up guys, welcome to day 23 of the 30-day jumpstart program, and today I'll be sharing one of my favorite dinners while I'm on a diet. And it's very simple. It's a steak and spinach and white rice dinner combo. And for the steak, I went with one of my favorite cuts, skirt steak. And what I love about skirt steak is that it has a 2-to-1 protein to fat ratio. And usually when you go leaner in the red meats, it's easier for it to dry out, especially when you have to meal prep and then microwave it later. What's awesome about skirt steak is that it's a diaphragmatic muscle, so it has a high red blood cell count because that's where the lungs are. And because of that, it's very juicy, very flavorful. It works really well when you meal prep because if you have to microwave later, it's still juicy and tender and flavorful. With the spinach, I'll be cooking it with roasted garlic, cherry tomatoes, and chicken broth. And like always, I already have the white rice prepped in the rice cooker, so I don't have to worry about that. So the first thing I'm gonna do is season the steak, and I like my steak really simple. Just salt and pepper, and I really like to taste the flavor of the steak. So all I'm trying to do is just bring the flavor of the steak out. Pat it in so it just doesn't fall off when you cook. And don't worry, I'm gonna wipe down the salt shaker afterwards because I know I'm touching the meat and everything else. Pat it down, there we go. Move that to the side. Now I'm gonna cut up some of this garlic. Like always, when I'm cooking, when I'm on a diet, I always try to use a fat-free cooking spray. Keep it low in calories. And throw the garlic on there. Then I take the spinach and I throw it on there. Ooh. Don't worry, the spinach seems like a lot, but spinach wilts like crazy. At this point, once it wilted a little bit, add some salt. Add some pepper. I'm not trying to cook it all the way through here. I'm just trying to get it to absorb some of the garlic juices. And once it's about half cooked like this, I will turn down the heat. Throw in the tomatoes. So now I add the chicken broth. Just a little bit, about 1/3 to half a can, and I cover it and I let it simmer. Meanwhile, time to cook the steak. Same thing, fat-free cooking spray. All right, looks like it's pretty hot. Time to put the steak on, baby. So I like to cook the steak on super high heat, and I pretty much just want it to sear. Once it sears one side, I flip it over, sear the other side, and then I turn it down just a little bit and let the heat kind of cook itself into the middle. Meanwhile, I'll wash the cutting board so I have a clean place to put the steak. Meanwhile, check up on the spinach. Spinach is really easy to overcook. So, ooh, that looks about good. Turn off the fire. Mix it around a little bit. You know it's good when the tomatoes kind of bursted a little bit. You feel little wrinkles in the tomatoes. They bursted. And I don't want the spinach to be too soggy. I like it when the stem is still kind of intact, but the leaf part is soft. So the spinach is done. Leave it right there. And one of the reasons why I like cooking spinach in chicken broth is you can actually let it sit like this for a while and it'll still taste really, really good. You don't have to worry about overcooking it. And now I can focus on the meat. So you might be wondering, what am I waiting for? How do I know when to flip it over? For me, there it is. That's what I'm looking for. The minute I see a little bit of blood come out the side, that's a sign for me to flip it over. There we go. Ooh, look at that. That nice sear. And that's my gauge for getting a medium rare steak. Medium to medium rare. So I like pressing down the middle because as the protein is getting cooked, sometimes it'll tighten up and it'll lift off the pan. So I'm pressing it to make sure it's evenly cooked. Once it's cooked about 2 to 3 minutes on the other side, the steak is ready to be pulled off the pan. So now this is the important part. You don't want to cut into it right away or else all the juices are just going to spill out. You want to let it rest for as long as you cooked it for so that it can reabsorb all the juices back in. All right, now the steak is ready to be sliced and diced and served. So I like cutting into small pieces so that it's easier to meal prep, of course. Ooh, look at that. It's juicy. See, so far it's perfectly medium, slightly, we call it medium rare. There's a little bit of blood.
Yeah, medium rare, medium.
It's like medium rare. I always like to take the center part and try it. Shit. It's never as good as Nadim's steak, but still really good, especially for being a diet steak since it's relatively lean. Now it's time to serve. All right, got some rice ready. Get about a cup of rice. Ta-da. Get some of this spinach action. Look at that. Get some of that spinach. Get some of these tomatoes. And then throw on a couple pieces of steak. Bam. And there you have it. This is one of my favorite dinners while I'm on a cut. I got my steak, my juicy steak, skirt meat. Also got some spinach with some tomatoes and garlic and white rice. Bada beam, bada boom. Give it a try. Let me know how you like it in the comments below. See you guys next time. Bye.